So we've split our workout this week into 3 sections. We have done cardiovascular, that's for fitness, weight loss, heart and lungs. So that's your hip work. Then we've done a toning section, all about strength. The strengthening of your legs, your bottom, your arms, your abs. We've touched on all of the muscle groups. Strength work, you need to be doing ideally 3 times a week, but always a rest day between. Cardiovascular, between 3 and 5 sections a week if you can, but ideally 3 would be great. So your stretch is the only element, if you like, of fitness that is advised that you do every day, particularly as you get older. Because as we get older, unfortunately, we lose our natural flexibility, and that unfortunately is at the age of 30. So stretch work is so important, and if you get into stretching, it's so good to encourage your flexibility of your muscles. It increases your range of movement around your joints, and it decreases your risk of injury. So that's why stretch is so important. And in an ideal world, you'd stretch every day, even if it's just 4. I stretch every day for probably 10 minutes when I've not got a lot of time. But longer sections, we could do like 20 minutes, fantastic. So we're going to try and touch on all muscle groups today. So we're going to start off with a roll down. This mobilises and stretches through your spine. Video lady, please can you give me halfway through so I can do some stretches on the back. So, we've got shoulders flat, you're breathing at the top, chin down to the chest, rolling through your neck, shoulders, upper back, middle, floor, hold it. Slowly unfold through the lower back, the middle through the upper, all the way to the top, roll the shoulders back, lift the head up, start again, chin to the chest, down through the neck, shoulders, upper back, middle to the floor. Try not to bend your legs, you'll lose the stretch down the back. Try and keep your legs straight, not locked out, just a softening of your legs straight. We're going down and holding. Slowly unfold. Lower back, middle to upper, come to the top, drop your shoulders back, start again. So I would try to do, if you're really busy and you've not got a lot of time, just a couple, 2 or 3 roll downs, fantastic. If you've got a little bit more time and you're doing a nice long stretch session, you can try and do 5 roll downs for your spine, from your neck all the way down to your base. Legs stay virtually straight, just a slight softness of the knee, try not to bend them too much. So I'm going down onto the floor, and the first stretch I'm going to do is for the tops of your legs, the quad muscles. You will have seen from the previous videos that we're doing cool down stretches after our sessions, that this type of stretching is completely different. This is called developmental stretching. It's a lot deeper, it really increases the flexibility of the muscles. The cool down stretches are just literally to stretch out the muscle when you've done exercise. They're 2 completely different things, ways of stretching. So your quad muscles, we're on our front, and we take the heel to the bottom. You can have your head straight down that line, or you can put it to the side if you want to. Bring your knees together. Push your thigh muscle right down into the mat and hold that for 20 slow seconds. 20 slow seconds, and then we will increase the intensity and do 20 seconds again. And then we will increase it again and do another 20 slow seconds. I'm not holding for 20 because we haven't got time to get all the stretches in if I do, but that's what I want you to do. And then I would change to my other leg. I would hold again 20 slow seconds. Then I would increase it for 20 slow seconds. And another increase for 20 slow seconds. Why increase? Because when you take the muscles into a stretch, what happens is the muscle kind of gets a bit worried that you're putting it into a stretch position. So it takes that breathing, relaxing 20 slow seconds for the muscle to relax into the stretch. It will then allow you to take the stretch a little bit further. So you work to the intensity where you feel a good stretch, It shouldn't be painful, it shouldn't be exactly comfortable. To know you've got a good stretch, you should feel slightly uncomfortable. Some of you may not be able to get your heel to your bottom, and that's fine. What I would suggest you do, if you can't do the quad stretch by taking your heel to your bottom, is perhaps wrap a tie around your ankle, or if you've got a band or a belt, just wrap that around your foot. And eventually, if you keep doing the quad stretch regularly, you will be able to get your heel to your bottom, most of you. If your muscles are tight, just need working to loosen up. So that's your quads. We move on and we go to back extensions. This is for your lower back. This is a really good one for any of you that suffer with lower back discomfort or stiffness, particularly in the morning. This is a stretch that I personally have to do every single morning because I have quite severe back problems. So if I don't do these stretches, then I would not be able to do the work that I do. Really important. Back extensions, arms to the side, elbows bent. Try not to have your arms too close because that will make you tense your shoulders. Your arms are wide. You're going to push up as far as your waist. When you feel the stretch into your lower back, I want you to take 3 breaths. So breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth 3 times, and then you release down. So we lift up, we hold it, we take 3 slow breaths into the stretch, we release back down. Lift, hold for 3 slow breaths, and release down. I would do with your back extensions about 10 of those. So 10 maybe holding for 3 slow seconds. Most of the stretches you're either holding for 20 seconds, increase, or the things like the back extensions and the cat stretch, you do more of a higher number and hold it for less time. So your back extensions, lower back stretch, make sure your shoulders relax, your bottom relax. Just to recap, pushing there and holding for 3 slow seconds, between 5 and 10. You then push back onto your hands and your knees. You've got your head down, you've got your hands over your shoulders. This is the cat stretch. You round up through the lower back and pause. 3, 2, 1, and release to flat. Lift, hold. 3, 2, 1, and release down. Lift and hold. 3, 2, 1, and release down. Try not to do this. So I don't want you to dip your back. I want you to keep your back straight, and the stretch is to round up through your lower back. So you tilt your pelvis under and round up your back. Try to imagine that somebody has grabbed you around your waist and they're pulling you up in the middle of your cat stretch. So that's a pause. 3, 2, 1, and release. I would do between 5 and 10 for cat stretch, and that is also for your lower back. It's a really nice, easy stretch to do for your lower back. I then go to a stretch called the lion stretch. So I'm going to sit back my bottom to my heels, my head between my arms are straight. I'm going to walk the arms around to the side. I'm going to hold it there. Breathe into the stretch. This one's going to be a 20-second hold with the lion stretch. So 20 seconds, then we try and go a little bit further. We hold it again for 20 seconds, and then we would go round to the other side. Find a stretch, hold it, 20 slow seconds, increase it, usually about twice on the lion stretch. If you're not comfortable sat back on your knees, an alternative starting position would be to lie flat. So you can lie flat with your arms over your head, and you make your arms round the same with your head down between your arms. Find a stretch and hold it, 20 slow seconds, and increase. So the lion stretch goes all the way down the side of your body, yeah? So I'm going to go onto my back, and I'm going to do a few stretches on my back. Always we try and stretch muscles in pairs. If we stretch the front, then we'll stretch the back. So we've done the quads on the front, we've done the back extensions, we're going to go onto our back, and we're going to stretch the hamstrings and the glutes, and then we're going to finish with the spine twist. So on your back, with your knees bent, then what we're going to do is we are going to straighten the leg forward, and then we're going to bring the straight leg towards the chest until you feel a stretch all the way down the back of your leg. Now, some of you might have really tight hamstrings. It's quite common actually for people to have tight hamstrings. So if you feel that you are wanting to bend the knee, You could use a band or a strap or a pair of ties, or for gentlemen, you could use one of your ties if you've got one, or a belt. That sometimes helps with the stretch, and it helps to stop you tensing your shoulders up. Or you could hold down the back of your leg. So we hold that for 20 slow seconds, like we did with the quads earlier, and we take it a bit further, and we hold it for 20 slow seconds, and then we increase it again, 20 slow seconds. Then we would take down the leg, shake out the other one, find that point of stretch. So I always say, take the leg first forward, straighten it, and then bring it to the point where you can feel the stretch without doing that. So I don't want this, I want this. Doesn't matter if your leg's there, as long as you feel the stretch. And if you've got a tie, you just hold it there, or you can hold the back of your leg. Try not to hold near your knee. Right, so don't put pressure on your knee joint, just hold the bottom. We'll hold that for 20 slow seconds, increase, increase. So your hamstrings go all the way down the back of your leg. That's one of your developmental stretches. 20 slow seconds, increase, 3 times in total. Make sure that your leg is straight with just a slight softening, not a bend of the knee. And try not to tense your shoulders. Sounds a bit weird that you might be tensing your shoulders when you're only stretching your legs, but what happens a lot, and I see this all the time in my stretch classes, is people go into the stretch and they're like this, they're really tense with the shoulders. Try and keep your shoulders relaxed. The more you relax your body, the more your muscles will stretch. Just try and breathe and try and relax as much as you possibly can. Your next stretch is for your glutes. So the easier level of this, you literally just cross your foot over your knee. Some of you will only have to do that to feel the stretch into the bottom and the side of the leg. Or to make it harder, you bring the leg off the floor. That makes it harder. You could use a band, you could thread it around your leg and pull that leg in further with the band. Or what I do myself at home, I'm just going to give you a quick demo of this. I sometimes work against the bottom of my bed or on the wall, because you can get a really good stretch like this. And I put my feet on the wall or the bed, and then cross your foot over your knee, and then you can get a really, really good stretch without having to hold this leg up. And if you go closer to the wall, you'll get an even better stretch, stretching into your bottom and into your outer thigh. So that's your glute stretch, and you hold that for 20 slow seconds and increase. And then the last one we are going to do is going to be the spine twist. This is one of my favourites. It's such a good stretch to do. We're going to do an easier level and harder level. So lying on your back, the easy level of the spine twist, arms out to the side, you let the knees drop one way, the head drop the other. And hold that for about 5 to 10 seconds, back through the middle, over to the other side. And we hold for 5 to 10 seconds, making sure that your shoulders are completely relaxed and your knees stay together. For a harder level, you bring the legs up, and then you've got your arms out to the side, and you take the knees over, and you hold it for 5 to 10 seconds, longer if you want to. Feel that you're going to the stretch and the muscles really tight, and just hold it for longer and try and really relax into the stretch. And then we go to the other side, to the centre, head one way, knees the other, holding that again, 20 slow seconds. For those of you that are more flexible and do already quite a bit of stretching, the hardest level of the spine twist would be knees over, one leg comes over the top, the head's over to the side, but make sure that your shoulders are flat to the floor. Flat to the centre, knees one way, leg across the top, shoulders relaxed and hold. So the spine twist stretches through the middle, through the waist and the middle of the back. It's really good for rotational flexibility of the spine, which is really important. So hamstring, glute stretch and your spine twist. Now one thing I do need to say to you all is that flexibility is something that generally most people are born very inflexible or very flexible. So some people can just stretch easily and do all of these stretches without any problem at all, and because they're naturally flexible, and other people are inflexible, and so they find it a lot harder. It doesn't mean to say that if you are naturally inflexible that you can't work on these muscles. I personally used to be very, very inflexible. My body is just made as an inflexible body. But I've worked for years and years on stretching, and I've found that now I can do all the stretches because I've worked on them. So you keep working on your stretches and you will get more flexible. Even if you go into your quad stretch initially and you can only get your leg just to there, and which was me many, many years ago, eventually if you keep working on it you will get more flexibility in your muscle. But you do have to be consistent. So ideally a little bit of stretching every day. Another important thing that I want to make clear to you is that the stretches that you find the hardest, the ones that you really don't want to do, and there'll be loads of ones that you think, oh, I don't like that one, they're the ones that you need to do more. I get people come to my classes, well, I can't do that, and it's really hard. They're the ones you need to work at the most, because they're the ones that are showing that you are inflexible in that area. So if you find a particular stretch, which is your worst stretch, and you really don't like it, then do it more. And I promise you will see the benefits of doing that. Take your time with your stretches, just bring it all down, make your breathing nice and relaxed, and ideally, if you could do it in a nice quiet room, maybe put some music on in the background, find a time, ideally when you've got time to do the stretches. However, if you're a bit like me, always in a rush, I'll just get up in the morning, I'll do 5 or 10 minutes stretching every morning, and then when I've got more time, maybe in the evening, if I'm not too tired, put some music on and just do a nice, long, steady 20-minute stretch session. So I hope you've enjoyed stretching. We're all going to do more